If you are thinking about starting a detailing business, have recently started one, or have just been looking to get a job in detailing, hopefully this video can help you out a bit. I was asked a loaded question, and I thought, what better way to answer it than to rant about detailing as a career while I detail? So, the question I got on one of my other YouTube videos was, I am trying to start my own detailing business, and I was wondering if you had any recommendations for beginners slash things I should know and be aware of. I'm starting with just three basic packages, which is an exterior, interior, and then a mix of both of those. So, do you think that's too much to start out with? And how should I price those packages? So, what I'm going to jump into here is my first recommendation for beginners. If you don't already have experience, it doesn't hurt at all to get a job as a detailer to speed up your learning process. In fact, I think having a job detailing and then running a detailing business on the side is actually one of the best combinations you can do, and I'm going to explain why. As you're starting out, you will have very little experience and limited knowledge on top of that. If your learning curve depends on you only working on customer vehicles, then there is a 99% chance you will not be completely booked out to the point of doing multiple vehicles a day, yet alone even multiple a week. The issue with that is that you are severely slowing down your learning process because you're going to have very limited hands on experience. And believe me when I tell you, I have seen a lot of new detailers work. And on top of that, I fixed a lot of mistakes like chemical staining, scratches, streaky paint. There are so many things that can go wrong when you are working with all of these different chemicals, and everything from the humidity and temperature will play a role in how these chemicals can react, especially when it comes to different surfaces. Learning on someone else's dime kind of sounds like an asshole thing to say, but it is the smartest thing you can do. Because if mistakes like that do happen, they're not going to come out of your paycheck if you're working at a job. But if you're running your own business, it is definitely coming out of your paycheck. The other reason I recommend steady income with a business on the side is for stability. Depending on where you live, for example, I'm in Canada, detailing and specifically paint correction work, which I specialize in, slows down a lot in the wintertime, making it quite a seasonal business. And on the other hand, working a stable job gives you that year round income so you know exactly how much you're making every month. And then you have the ability to make some really great money after hours and on the weekends whenever you choose to work. Now, the best thing to do when starting anything new in life, not even just detailing, is to soak up as much information as you can from multiple sources. So, learning from others who have done this for 5, 10, 15 plus years is a great way to speed up your process, and you'll learn so many tips and tricks. But most importantly, you're going to learn how to avoid some of those big mistakes that we made along the way. And that's going to save you an insane amount of time in the future because all of those hurdles and bumps in the road that we had to deal with, you won't have to as long as you consume the content and just learn from us. Now, I will drop a couple more recommendations. Do a lot of product research before going out to buy your products. The market is very saturated with brands and products, and you will learn this very quickly. And it is extremely easy to over purchase detailing products to the point that you'll have two, three, four times as much products than you'll actually need, and your shelf is just going to fill up with a ton of products that you're not even going to touch anymore. And this actually did happen to me during my first business because what ended up happening was I worked at a car shop that only used really low quality products. And when I stepped out on my own, I knew that I wanted to provide great quality products because I wanted to do a higher level of work. Now, the issue with that was that because I had such a limited scope in terms of the products I've been exposed to, I had to spend thousands of dollars just testing out different brands and different products, finding out what I really enjoyed using the most, but more importantly, what products and brands were actually efficient and what worked well. And the one thing I can say about a lot of detailing brands in general is that you're not going to pick up an entire detailing arsenal just from one brand. Typically, how it works is you're going to have a lot of different detailing brands, and some of them are going to have very good exterior detailing products, but their interior detailing products might kind of suck. And it could be the other way around as well. So typically, you're going to have a bit of a mix in terms of the brands that you're using, because you want to pick the best from each one to really pull together your detailing setup. And lastly, while you are detailing and getting things rolling, start at least watching videos to learn those higher value skills. Because to be honest, the barrier to entry of interior detailing is it's quite low. So many people do it, and you do not have to be good in order to get into it. You can have no experience, go to Walmart, pick up some really low quality products, knock on some doors, and you're going to get a job eventually. So there are a lot of unskilled detailers booking super cheap jobs and barely turning a dollar for their time, and you do not want to be one of those people because it's not a good long-term strategy, and you will never get to the point of being able to do jobs that pay you $100 an hour, because you'll never learn those skills if that's the level you're operating on. So interior detailing, it is a very good entry to the industry, but believe me, learn more. Start learning paint correction and polishing. Start learning paint protection, whether it's paint sealants, ceramic coatings, or paint protection film. Start learning about window tinting. There are a lot of other jobs that go hand in hand with detailing, and you'll see this as well at a lot of different car shops, is that they'll typically offer a wide range of these services, which is another great reason to get into a car shop first, because you can get exposed to so many of these things and get trained on somebody else's dime. Now, they might not like you starting your business on the side, just don't tell them. And this will not only make you far more competitive in the job market, it will also allow you to make a lot more money. For example, I might average around $50 an hour doing interior detailing. Granted, I could charge more sometimes, but I typically don't actually do interior detailing for my private clients anymore. It's just there's just not enough money in it to really keep me interested. On the other hand, though, I do specialize in paint correction and polishing. So for paint correction services, and any kind of specialized exterior work, I could typically run anywhere from $80 to $100 an hour. And there have been times as well when I was subcontracting for dealerships and whatnot, where I was even making upwards of $120 to $150 an hour, just running around doing scratch removal work for dealerships, saving them from, sending jobs to the body shops and whatnot. But you also have to keep in mind, like I said, that can be very seasonal and it's very unpredictable. You might be very busy for a month, but it doesn't mean that the month after that you're going to have that work. So the stability of having a decent job, and being able to advance and get things like benefits and RRSP matching, it's going to be super beneficial for you in the long term, as well as just building your resume a little bit. At the end of the day, there are a million recommendations you could give for beginners. We could sit here all day and talk about it. But I think those will do for now, unless you do have any more specific questions. So I do think starting with 3 detailing packages is absolutely fine, especially considering one of them is just a combination of the other two. So you really only have 2 detailing packages you're talking about to start with. And realistically, most people aren't going to get an exterior detailing package just by itself because you'll just be offering washing, obviously. Unless they're a maintenance client and they are trying to upkeep something like a ceramic coating, the majority of your work will definitely be interior specifically. And then your goal would be to try to upsell that exterior package just to boost your average sale price a little bit and kind of make the jobs a little bit more worth your time. And as well, you'll kind of gain experience along the way as well. Now, pricing is one of the things I can't really help with because it varies so much depending on your location. If you're in the United States, for example, my Canadian dollars are like monopoly money compared to you, so the conversion wouldn't make sense over there. And even if you are in Canada, the pricing on these services can range so much by location. So I'll kind of try to explain how you might be able to find your own pricing to kind of set up those packages. So, what you're going to want to do is look in your area, in your city, at other car shops and mobile detailers. Check out their website if you have to, even social media as well sometimes, just to see what they're charging, what services they're offering. And that's going to give you some kind of a price range on, what everyone in your area is charging for interior detailing, let's say. So take into account though, you're probably going to be also a lot less experienced than they are, considering they're already running businesses. And you probably don't have access to nearly as many supplies and professional equipment. So you might want to start by pricing yourself on the lower end of that just to get your initial client base and as well just get that experience under your belt. So if you stick to it and keep learning, before you know it, you're going to be booking your first $1,000 plus ceramic coating job, and it's going to feel like a home run. There is really great money to be made in detailing, but you truly have to be really good at it to stand out from the rest and get those kind of clients. So hopefully this helps some people that are either, like I said, looking to get into detailing or starting their first small detailing business. Like I said, there are so many things we could go over for starting out when it comes to getting your clients, what kind of services you can offer, how to upsell these services. But there is only so much time in a video. So what we're going to do here is if anyone has any more questions, go ahead and comment them down below and I will happily make some more videos for you guys. Don't forget to subscribe for some more detailing content.